going to clean my glasses. Forgot to do that before I started the live. Clean up my glasses. Okay. Oh, I need one more thing. As I promised in a very recent live, I would be doing a demonstration to show what I experienced. What day was that? Hang on a minute. Exact day, November. Yeah. Where is that? Oh, there it is. The 12th. No, the 9th of December. Okay, so last year I bought 6 bottles of Smirnoff vodka at the BX liquor store in the month of August and September. And originally, I had these in clear bottles. But I transferred. Originally, when I did my medicine last year and had bought the 6 bottles of vodka from the BX, I put them in clear bottles. And then realizing my mistake right away, but not having the time frame and proper bottles to transfer them into a darker bottle, I just left them there for the year. And they were in the cool room with my AC and curtains closed, the curtains that block out the sun. And so that would minimize the negative effect of having put them in clear jars. Now, what I did notice is I obviously didn't have them sealed properly, because do I have a clear bottle? Yeah. Okay, here's one of the bottles I had them in right here. Okay. I had them in this bottle. And so within a year the vodka had evaporated. to an extent because of not having a good enough seal. And so I was like, okay, well, when I get the opportunity, I'll walk to the BX, and from observing all the jars, I estimated I would need 2 bottles, and I buy it in this bottle because it's glass, it's a good brand, and I really like that it's in glass. And so that's why I picked the Smirnoff. And so, okay, so on the 9th of December was the day where I was balancing tasks, and I pulled the medicine from the shelf and transferred it into these bottles. And then once I had about 6 or 7 different natural medicine transferred into these bottles, at that point, so a couple hours later, I walked to the BX and I picked up 2 bottles. It did take me a while too. I'd asked a few questions because I needed 100 proof. And so I looked at the other products and just thought, yeah, this, I love that it's in a glass bottle, not plastic. And after thinking about it and looking at all my options, with the help of the attendant that was working that day, I just bought the exact same product that I bought last year. And so I'm just going to set this aside now. So when I got home, I immediately, because I wanted to get these put back up on the shelf and out of the way so my kitchen counter was clear, and I was relocating them into the kitchen because it's darker, but I wanted to right away just get that task done. So when I had these bottles ready to top up. So when I got home, I had my 2 bottles and immediately thought, okay, I will transfer these right away, and then it's done. That task that I've been needing to do, and looking at the bottles, and they evaporated, realizing for a few months that I had to do this, and was waiting for the moment that I had the energy, that I had the time, because I'm managing a lot of other time-sensitive matters, and it just, when I finally got to it, I came home with the 2 bottles of Smirnoff Ice. Not Smirnoff Ice. Smirnoff, sorry. Okay, I'm going to move some of my rocks back because I have to do a demo here. Now, when I walked to the BX, it was great because I hadn't been outside for over a week, close to a week, over a week, somewhere a week. And so that's hard on me. But I've got the Brain Injury Group program starting in January, and plus other in-house responsibilities that were like time sensitive. And so it really felt good to walk to the BX. It was like, I'm outside. I'm so happy when I'm outside. And so that part went really good. And then when I come home, I'm going to be showing you, this is the full bottle of vodka that I had to travel all the way to. Now, because of the autism and dyslexia, I can figure out how to get to that liquor store, but to navigate, and it was a new place, think it's called BC Liquor Store at Pine Center, but hang on, where? Yeah, I'll show you if that's the receipt, the top of it. I think that's called BC Liquor Store. I'll look it up later. But a lot of my life is not seeing labels, names of businesses and stuff. I have to work really hard to, but I more so can just find my way there. Just visually, I'm looking. And so I don't remember that. And I'll give you an example of that. I cross the Camas Street Bridge all the time, and there's a sign up above, but for how many times I crossed that bridge, I couldn't remember. I think, and I keep trying to read it when I go by to remember finally, geez, how many times do I pass that? And still I don't know the name of that road. Something Pulp Mill Road. I know it'd be North Pulp Mill Road up the Heart because it's north. Then we got River Road, I think, which is on this side. But because of how my brain works, it's like when that police officer said to me when I was treated like a criminal at the BX, and he said, I need to see your driver's license so I know who you're talking to. And when I'm looking for my driver's license, and I haven't been driving for a while, and I see my driver's license and I see the medical, the way my brain has to work to look, okay, that's my driver's license, that's a dyslexia. And because I'm not always seeing it, not always using it, and because, and with the brain injuries now, and the police officer said, I said, well, which one's my driver's license? Because it was overwhelming. And he said, well, you should know. Yeah, I should. And I do, but in order to process and, okay, that's it. Okay. So when I'm telling you yesterday, okay, most important task was I needed to get the bottle of vodka. And it wasn't just a matter of walking to the BX right now. It was a matter of traveling to get there. And so those experiences happened to me in a certain way. And they're really challenging. But in the sense that I'm not looking, oh, this is the name of the store. In fact, my brain is just, okay, where's the vodka? And I walk in and they were amazing there. I said, I don't know liquor stores very well, and I don't know liquor very well. And I said to the guy at the front, I said, all I need is a bottle of 100 proof Smirnoff. And he just right away took me to it. And even after I bought it, I went to walk out the wrong door, just the way my brain has to navigate things. And, oh, no, you got to go out the other door. I said, you'll get me trained. And so I think it's called the BC Liquor Store. Okay. So I did say in my live that I would be doing a demonstration to show okay, so my first trip to the BX, just normal. But then when I got home, okay, so now I get home and I have the 2 bottles that I estimated I was going to need to top up the medicine that evaporated. And now I've got them in the new jars, and I have an estimate of where I need them to be so that I can go like this once in a while, keep the medicine mixed. And so I got 2 bottles, and one of the seals broken on it, but I don't know it at this point. So it happens that the first bottle I pick, so I'm getting ready. Listen to this. That's how the bottle opened. There was no crack. And I thought, that didn't have a seal on it. And so I put that bottle down and I went to the other bottle and I opened it and it cracked, which I'm going to show you in a minute what it's supposed to sound like. What we probably all know what it sounds like. So I took the bottle that I had the seal on it, and right away I knew it was going to run out and I'd needed another bottle, but I filled up some of the bottles, topped them up. And then I thought to myself, well, it's probably fine. But just something happened where the seal got broken. And so I thought to myself, I'm just going to use it. It's going to be fine. And then right away, you get your gut feeling, no, that's wrong. 9 times out of 10, or 999 times out of 1,000, somehow the seal got broken, no foul play. And right away my gut goes, no. Even if chances are it's just a broken seal, no foul play, nothing's going to hurt you, it's probably fine. It was like, I need to know what I'm putting in the medicine that I'm making so that it's safe. And I can say, yeah, I'm 100% sure this is. So then my gut was like, no, don't do that. And then I was like, oh, okay, now I had things to do around the house. And it was just, okay, yes, I'll walk back to there and I'll just do it right away. So I got my receipt. And I just walked back. And just let them know what happened and that I need to exchange this for a bottle that has a seal on it. And so I'll share a little bit of the humor that I was, you got to be careful with humor because, to laugh means, you don't want to laugh in the sense that it takes away from the seriousness of the situation. But part of healing is sort of sometimes trying to see the humor in things. So now I'm walking back to the store, the BX pub. And I'd done a live to show like I just made homemade jam, plus I have homemade peanut butter mixture that I make, and I have my homemade flatbread. And so I'm walking to the BC liquor store. And, I'd fasted. I went on a 3-day fast about a week ago. And it was tough coming off of it. And I learned a lot from it. But so part of me now, I'm just like, oh, you really appreciate eating after you have a fast. And it was like, I'm walking to the BX pub and I'm thinking, all right, this will just take a few moments. And then when I get home, I'm going to make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich from my homemade jam, my homemade peanut butter mix, and my homemade flatbread. And I'm just thinking, yeah, I'm hungry and that's going to taste real good. So then I'm thinking, yeah, so I'll just go in there, explain to them what happened. Now you got to remember, my mentality is this, okay, I'm soon to realize I'm not at Costco. I'm not with Amazon. I'm just, you got your guard down, you got your heart on your sleeve, and you're just skipping along and life is good. And so I get to the store and BX pub, and I just open the door and walk in. I brought back the empty. Because I was trying to learn how they do their returns. And he's, I won't get into that part right now, but yeah, I couldn't return it because of certain policies, because you can't just return one bottle. But I walked in the door, and to the right of me was, when I bought it, there was just the gentleman there. But now I walked in and there was a woman there. And so I walk in and I just said, exact words, I said, I had a problem. I said, the seal on one of the bottles was broken. There's no seal. And no, my mentality is I'm skipping down the road and I guess I think I'm going to Costco and something wrong. Something is, whatever the reason is that a person does a return anywhere that you shop if you need to do a return. And so I'm not in a defense mode at all. I'm just thinking, you go in, you tell somebody what happened, and then, of course, if there was no seal on that, well, we'll put it over here. And yeah, you go grab yourself another bottle, and then off you go. Or there might be like certain things you have to sign your name that you didn't exchange and stuff like that. Those kind of things. So I just walked in the door and I said, I had a problem. I said, well, this one bottle of the vodka didn't have a seal on it. And she's like, we don't do that. We're not exchanging that. We don't do that here. I'm just like, what? Like, I'm kind of shocked. And I'm just like, okay, just spent $66.90 on a product that I bought from you before that I really like, that I'll be returning to buy if I need it. I've come back to you and told you that it didn't have a seal on it. No, we won't do that. And I said to her, I said, I just spent the $60 and like now I'm out $30. No, we don't do that. And I just right away I pulled up my YouTube and went live. Now, let's talk about policies and people having private stores and private, oh, you can't film here, you can't do that. And you can press charges. Okay, let's do that. Let's press charges for Kohkom bringing up her live YouTube. I have permanent brain damage because of private policies in private places. And so, yeah, you're probably going to have to press charges because first of all, you're calling me a liar. It's almost like I feel like, okay, now I'm an alcoholic and I have no money or something and I need a free bottle of vodka. And I'm like, whoa, now if I leave this store just like this, and I've already have been a major target of organized bullying, that and they don't have to tell the truth, they just sort of make up a story and then put it on paper, the RCMP, certain psychiatrists. And so, and I've proven that wrong now. I've proven it wrong. So in my mind, I'm going, okay, it's not really like I'm really upset about the $30. I am, because that's my money and you're stealing it from me. But my concern is that such people like you have had the power to majorly misdiagnose me. And so now with the organized bullying, and nobody tells the truth, they just make it up, it's all about power. I'm just like, well, now if I leave the store, okay, well, I guess I'm out $30. You can, now I walk past there a lot in the summer. Oh yeah, watch out for her. She tried to get a free bottle of vodka. So in my mind, that's where I'm going live. And so yeah, you go ahead and press charges. But in my mind, because now you can say, oh yeah, she tried to come in here and try to get a bottle of free vodka. And that's not true. And so I'm protecting my reputation. And so, yeah, you go ahead with your no filming in your store policy, because I've got brain damage because of these policies that I've had to fight really hard to protect myself and prevent further damages and further false accusations. Okay, so now I'm recording, and shortly after I'm recording, she says, I'll give you your money back if you stop recording. And I said, okay, so if I stop doing the live, then you'll stop, then you'll give me my, not give me my money back, but I just want to exchange it for a bottle that has a seal on it. And then I'd say, okay, so I'll shut it off and you'll give me a refund. No, not until you shut that off. Okay, I'll erase it when I will take this down as soon as you give me a refund or an exchange. And she's like, no. And then she would change her mind. She kept going back and forth. So I just kept it rolling, and she goes, I'm going to call the RCMP. I said, call the RCMP. Because the alternative is my reputation being damaged, because now you know my face, and I'm walking by, I'm going to the river. Oh yeah, she tried to get a free bottle of vodka. That's my reputation. Okay, and I'm gonna be standing my ground here. And I'm not all upset about $30. I am upset about the $30, but I'm more concerned about abuse I've endured over the years by situations like this, where now you can say whatever you want and it's my word against yours. And you guys are going to lie about me. Okay, so now she says she's going to call the RCMP, and I say, go ahead. So she pretends she's going to call the RCMP, and then I think she was just trying to threaten me to see if I'd run off. And I'm just like, no. And then so she'd go back and forth about, oh, I'll give you your refund if you shut that off. Or I'll give you your money back. Or I'll give you, we'll do the exchange, whatever. And then I said, you will? Okay. And she goes, and then she would, and I'd say, oh, okay, I'll shut it off once you give me the refund. And I see it in my hands. No. And then she'd turn and she'd go in circles. So I'm calling the RCMP. And I said, okay, call the RCMP. Now this time she did call the RCMP. And I could hear her saying something like, oh yeah, that's what happened. Okay. So right away, the way they're explaining, she doesn't want me to hear what she's saying. Doesn't want me in her face with the camera while she's lying about me. So then she says, okay, so of course the RCMP would say, well, you ask her to leave the store when you hang up and we'll be there. So, so then she hangs up and says, of course, what the RCMP would tell her to say, leave the store. And I said, I will leave the store when the RCMP officer gets here. See, because I already know the office, I'm not leaving the store till the RCMP officer gets there. And then I know once he gets there, he or she will tell me to leave, and then I'll leave there. Because if I don't, then they'll arrest me. And I already know that. But I'm going to wait till that moment, and then I'm going to leave the store. So the RCMP gets there, and I say, I'll have to go over the video again. I've been going over it twice now. I have to go over it again. Of course, he said, is there something like a reason why you won't leave the store? I'll get the exact wording on that from rewatching the video. And then I just said, he said, you need to leave the store or something like that. And I said, okay, yeah, something, or is there some reason why you won't leave? Oh yeah, I'm waiting to get my money back. He goes, well, you need to leave the store. Okay, so now I leave with the RCMP officer. And we're walking outside. Okay, just a minute, I have to go to the washroom. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're walking out the door. He said, we'll go out to my car. I said, where do I go? And he said, we'll go out to my car. So we get in the foyer. So that's not outside, not in the store. And I'm holding my backpack, which I had the 2 bottles of vodka in. The one empty one I was going to return, and then the bottle that was, the seal was broken, but it was full. And I'm holding my backpack and my phone because I'm live streaming. And then I said, could you open the door for me? And he kind of paused for a bit. There was a little bit of a pause there. And then, and I asked again, could you open the door for me? Because my hands were full. He said, okay. And he opened the door. And then we stepped outside. And now I'm kind of waiting for him to guide me where we need to go. And so I come out and I kind of turn around. And I'm sort of looking at, can we stand here? And I'm waiting for him to either say, this isn't appropriate to stand here, we're going to go here. So I'm sort of looking to him to show me what he wants and where we're going to be, because he's the boss in that situation. Like, I'm waiting for him to tell me, I'm listening and I'm complying. Now, as I kind of turn around, he says, is there a reason why you're filming? He said, and then he goes, no. First of all, he says, I have to go over this part to get, I've got it. That's why I'm keeping it in private right now, so I can go over it. He said 2 things here, and I can't remember in what order. But he says, why are you backing up? He says, I wasn't backing up, I just kind of turned around, and there's a normal space that people have between them, right? That, I mean, if you're in your face, too close in, that's aggressive and intrusive. And if you're too far back, it's sort of like, there's this thing that people do. Okay, and so I'm here and we're able to see each other. And then he goes, so I guess I'm sort of just taking that position. And then he goes, oh, why are you backing up? He said. He goes, are you scared of me? I'm not going to hurt you. Oh, you're gaslighting me, are you? Okay. Because he's setting up the stage of how he's going to write. He already knows what he wants to write, what he's going to write. And so he's setting the stage for it. And there was nothing, if you look at that video, that indicated that I was scared, that I was, that I was acting like I was scared of him in any way. And so what I did is I ignored it, because I've got it on, I'm recording now. And so I would have been scared if I wasn't recording, because I ended up with brain damage that eventually, and then from misdiagnoses, where the RCMP and psychiatrists, it's the organized bullying, and they were all just creative writing. I don't like you, and you're not doing this and this, we're going to give you this. Okay, now I have brain damage. I ended up with cancer from the horrific medication. I ended up with major problems to my working memory because of the chemo. And so now I would be scared if I wasn't recording, because now you can look at that recording and there's nothing that shows that I'm scared. If you look at the video when I'm inside, my eyes are bobbing around. And this is why with the brain injured group, I need that brain injured group card, because that's easily, so now if he's misinterpreting that, okay, this is really hard. I got a brain injury a little bit, and so I'm not scared, but I'm really working hard here. This is a lot of adrenaline work. This is too much for my brain. So now I can show the card that, and it's not, it can show why my brain is struggling, right? So, and those are reasons why the brain injured group gives the brain injured members those cards, is for those reasons. Now, I ignored what he said. And now, Dr. James de Treasury, when I pushed my way back into the hospital and was finally accepted in 2019 of March, after Bob Cochran did this assessment on me and clarified that I was indeed misdiagnosed, and then I'd come back, I'd already seen you, and so after the testing, you were able to view the testing. One of the things that you said to me is, like Dr. Bob Cochran said, yeah, you were misdiagnosed. And then you said to me when I came back after all the work you had done with me and Dr. Bob Cochran had done with me, and you said, how? How did that happen? I've got a recording that I took at the BX. And when I came out, that police officer had already made up his mind that he was going to document that I was paranoid, that I was the problem, that I was mentally ill. And then, so I'm just returning, I'm thinking I'm at Costco. You know, they're not treating me like a criminal. And they don't want to do the exchange. Then get the police there to say, oh, you're paranoid, or are you scared of me? Why are you backing up? Well, let's look at the video. Your words don't match the evidence. The constable never gave me his name. He said, I need your driver's license so I know who I'm talking to. But at that time, he's never, I'm going to actually have to go over that to make sure. I don't recall him giving me my name, and that's why I have to go over. I don't think so. Okay. Now, when he did that, I'm not scared. I would have been scared because that's how I got misdiagnosed, Dr. James de Treasury. And your question, how did that happen? It's the corruption. It's organized bullying. And like even with my social work, I said, I've pissed somebody off in power. So they know that I didn't have these diagnoses. They know that I didn't need this medication, but in order to shut me up, because I was an influential person, they beat the shit out of me through lies, and they just write it down, and they didn't care, just shut me up. So that's how, okay? So now when he's saying, oh, why are you backing up? Are you scared of me? See, now I've got it recorded. But that's why I was misdiagnosed. Okay, so with autism and dyslexia, I couldn't skip the rope of certain people. And that's the seed, kind of where it starts. And then there's a bunch of branches off of that I'll get into, not in this moment. But and so it's you know, the same thing like Blaine Powell did. He just he had messed up a common law relationship, and his penance, I suppose, was to diagnose me with well, I don't even want to say it out loud what he diagnosed me with, because I've proven that wrong. And then my common law's ex-wife. Yeah, it was just all lies against me. But because they're in the group of organized bullying, they could just write whatever they wanted. If you upset somebody in the organized bullying, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong or for what they write is true. But that's how I got misdiagnosed the second time. When the second time. Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of branches there. I'm not going there right now. Now, at this point, now that I start explaining to the RCMP officer what happened. He's given me a window to explain what happened. Now, I could have just said, and when I watch the video and I am rambling with him, I'm trying to get the whole story in there. Now, part of me, when I'm reassessing this video, I'm going, okay, yeah, like I'm talking, I could have just said, I went to the liquor store, I bought 2 bottles of vodka. One was sealed, and the other one, the seal was broken. I tried to return it, and they won't return it, and I want my money back, or I want an exchange. That's very simple, but you have to remember now, the RCMP is going to say to me, you were told to leave these premises, and you didn't do that. So if I just say to him, I want my money back, or I want an exchange, he's going to still write up, oh, she was told to leave the premises and she wouldn't leave. And so it's going to be documented that I was there trying to get a free bottle of vodka. So I guess I'm an alcoholic with no money. And I'm trying to get a free bottle of vodka. It's going to be documented that way. And that I'm disturbing the peace. And somehow it was just me and not BMX, the BX pub abusing their customer, and robbing me of $33.30. So even after I reviewed, twice I've reviewed it, I'll review it a few more times. I was like, when I had the opportunity to give my statement, I'm going into all the details. And in my mind, I'm even thinking, I could have just said, the seal was broken, I want an exchange. But if I just go with that, now I'm recording because I want to make sure that it's understood. I don't have this problem at Costco. Nobody's like, oh yeah, you better watch out for her. And she's disturbing the peace. I don't get this at Sally's, girl. I don't get this with Amazon or Value Village. Because if I'm upset, it's usually because I've had a right violated. And I'm concerned because we teach people how to treat us, right? Now, if I would have just let that slide and even said to the cop, yeah, the seal was broken, then he's going to write it up that she was asked to leave and she wouldn't. And nobody has to look at, now they're going to say, oh yeah, she was trying to get free vodka, right? I know what they were going to do. And so I just want to say to the constable right now, and I don't have your name. I'll revisit the video again to see if I can get it. But when I look at that, it's just like I'm struggling, but I'm making sure I'm getting everything in there. But even when I'm talking, I'm totally obeying your orders in that you said go outside. I did leave the building, And then when I'm talking, I'm giving my statement. You said, can I please have your ID? So I'm kind of still talking and I'm doing exactly what you're saying, and I'm getting my ID out and I'm giving it to you. And then you did try to speak, and I'm still kind of talking. I'm going to make sure this doesn't, they can't say I tried to steal a bottle of vodka or get a free bottle of vodka. And they can't say that I was disturbing the peace. No, I'm standing up for my rights and I'm being abused. So I'm still listening. I was able to hear his command for, okay, this is who I am. Maybe he did give his name. I'll have to go over that. I don't remember. Never gave me his card. And so then he said, can I speak now? And I was still talking, and I can see what the RCMP is saying. Yeah, it's just like, and he's getting mad at me. But if you understand, Constable, that I was majorly misdiagnosed because of, now this is why I need my brain injury group card, because if I am being put in a situation where I'm concerned for my safety and welfare and my reputation, and I have brain damage because of that, I have a serious need to protect that. No more harm, no more abuse. I'm a mental health advocate, and I've learned through very hard lessons how to stand up for the rights of people and protect them. So I kind of get sort of when, we're going through that, I'm just going, Julie. But when I really break it down and think, okay, why am I doing on a subconscious level? Why am I going, instead of just focusing on I want the bottle back? Because I know what the end result is going to be. Is that they're going to document it that I tried to just try to get a free bottle of vodka. Because even at the very end, when the RCMP comes out and he says to me, they're not going to take responsibility for it, for the broken seal. He said, they're done and so am I. And he walks away and he says, oh, but you want your bottle back. You're calling me a liar. Why would you give me a bottle back that I came back and said, opened like this? The seal was broken. So the fact, okay, they kind of contradicted themselves there. Because when he comes out and says, I wouldn't be able to formulate all this unless I had recorded it. Now I can watch it back. Or I would have just been not able to remember and everything. So I'm able to watch it back and forth to get the facts. And then they could have wrote whatever they wanted and I would have just been confused. Knowing that I got the shit kicked out of me and my reputation attacked again, but I wouldn't have been able to defend it without the recording. But when he comes out and he just said, they're not going to take responsibility. Those were his exact words. So that's saying the seal is broken. You as a customer came back and said, can I just do an exchange? And even when I was trying to do an exchange and the lady inside's going back and forth, I didn't get anybody's name. And she just said, well, we can't take that back because we can't put it back on the shelf. Of course you can't put it back on the shelf. I'm returning a product saying the seal was broken. If I went to Costco and said, I bought a mayonnaise, I opened it up and the seal's broken. They're not going to put it back on the shelf. And they're not going to say to me, oh, well, we can't put that back on the shelf. They're going to say, they're going to be glad because if they get, say there's other people coming in and they get so many people, it could be just a fluke. Shit happens. Sometimes nobody did anything. If it's not suspicious, it's just, it could have got hit. It could have been the machine, could have been something wrong with the machine. It could have been even somebody goofing around and poked in. So it's not contaminated with drugs or anything, but somebody was just goofing around. There could be just so many reasons. But they're not going to put it back on the shelf and then say to me, oh, well, we can't put that back on the shelf. Oh, I know that. And so do you. So the RCMP came out of all that. So so when the RCMP, and I'm talking and I realize, yeah, I'm talking a lot, but I also understand why I'm doing that. And so finally he goes, if you don't stop right now, he said, he did say, I'm trying to help you. Okay. And I'm going to, yeah, there is some things I really liked about how he handled the situation. So he was trying to help me. And if I would have just said to him, he goes, I'm trying to help you. So if I would have just said to him, I came back with this bottle. It was, the seal was broken. I want to exchange. They won't give it to me. And he still would have wrote up that I was disturbing the peace. So that's why, Constable, I want you to understand that's why we went into that sort of like, this is what happened. It was for my medicine. And this is how she treated me. And, and blah, blah, blah. So that's why it went to there. And I'm going to be evaluating how I handled that so that I can become a better speaker, because with autism, dyslexia, white matter brain damage to my working memory, tardive dyskinesia, I have slow processing speed, and then and all that is on me, yeah, and I know what you guys are going to do with it, and okay, how do I make sure they don't get to do that anymore? Okay, and I did that through the live stream. So now, yeah, so finally the cop, when I finished giving my statement, I said, okay, now I'm done. He goes, oh, can I speak? Yeah, now you can speak. But I had to say that because be careful what you write when you can make sure it's the truth. Don't blacken my name. Don't lie about me in your statement. And so they, oh, okay, thank you, I can talk. Then he started to talk, and then when he started talking, he asked me a question. And so then I went to answer, and he goes, no, I'm done with you. Still quite interrupted me, and I'm just like, you just asked me a question. And then I went to answer. Now, in support of the cop, I'm going to say one thing about that, okay? So in rewatching the video twice now, I'm going to say to you, and this is why the brain injury group card is really important that I get it to carry around with me. Now, after you asked me a question and then I started answering, you jumped on me because you wanted to show that, I'm being difficult and all this. Then you start going, I just wanted to clarify. Now, first of all, you said, I just wanted to clarify. But I'm still trying to answer the question, right? And this is where my brain injury group card will come in. So the understanding, I have a little slow processing speed, I have a brain injury. So if ask me a question, yeah. And so like Dr. James DeTreasury said it in 2019, he said, how people talk to you is really important. And like, so he really was able to, do the assessment on me and understand what was going on for the most part. And so, yeah, it is really important. And not because, oh, you have to talk to me this way. It's I'm literally not going to be able to understand or process or work through things unless, like, for example, when people come and talk to me when I'm on the cut banks and we get into this conversation that is back and forth and we're chatting. And like yesterday I was at Costco, I had to talk to somebody at the desk. And there's just this really gentle, intelligent conversation that's going. It's not pressured and bullying. I do really well. It's like there's nothing wrong with me. People, oh, you're really bright, you're really intelligent. But if you're trying to get me to, you're trying to force me into a box that you can write what you want, and you put that pressure on me, my brain can't. So you ask me a question, and I start to answer. Now, and then you said, don't give me when I said, but you said what? And you asked this question of what was going on, and then I went to answer. You said what? And you said, don't give me a lesson on English. And then you said, I want to elaborate. Okay, so I want to talk. So you asked the question that you wanted to elaborate on before I answered. Now I'm already under attack by the BX pub, and I have to protect my reputation, and I have all this going on. And this is Crystal Peterson. So I need the brain injury group card because this will help me. Like even where I live, where I had to press charges on someone for the threatening attacks. And I had to do a statement with the RCMP. And I remember when he came to my door, I literally had to go right to the ground. He said, he's in custody. We have him arrested. You're the victim. I need your statement. Because I was trying to call the police. He goes, I said, I'm trying to make a statement. He goes, go. And so I'm at the door and I'm just shaking because everything I go through, like it's too much for my brain to process. And so I literally collapsed to the ground and I'm laying at my front door and I'm on the ground and I'm looking up at the RCMP officer. Okay, in order for me to answer your questions, I'm going to have to be on. I got to stop. And my whole head's going to go down like this. So now remember, now I'm out there talking. And so now I know more about my rights, that victim services actually, and I didn't have a card from the brain injury group to say, whoa, like, and I said, can I do this statement later too to him? This is too hard for me. This is at where I live. And he goes, no, you have to do it now. But now I know my rights. I could have waited. I could have called victim services. He actually had the responsibility, knowing even where I live, and then saying, this is too hard for me. Immediately, victim services should have been called, and I should have had assistance in doing my statement. But I know that now. But anyways, so when you, constable at the BX, asked me the question and then I go to answer right away, and then I said, but you said what? And now you're mad at me. I'm answering. As soon as I start, I didn't even get like 3 words out and you go, I'm done with you. Quit interrupting. You asked me a question. And then you looked at me like, is this what is going, and you're looking at me to asking me a question. And then I answered. And then you were trying to silence me. And then you said, don't lecture me. And then you said, I'm done with you. If you don't stop, you're not going to end up getting your money back or anything. And so I'm like, no, I'm not, because I'd rather not get my money back. And it's going to be known by the time this whole thing is over that I wasn't there as an alcoholic, someone struggling with no money and trying to get a free bottle of vodka, and that I'm disturbing the peace. No. I just got ripped off by the BX pub. When I walked in the door, when I tried to return something, they attacked me. So now I'm going to do the demo. Okay? So now this bottle would have been full. Okay. So this is the bottle that I bought off of BX. This is the bottle. It's empty. Of the 2 bottles I bought the other day, this is the one where the seal was not broken. But now that it's open, I'm going to give you a demo. So I'm going to show you this now. But before I do, I'm going to say, I want to show you something. So I'm sort of, okay. Now when I went to, I'm going to call it the BC Liquor Store at Pine Center, because it's at Pine Center, it says BCL. So I guess that's BC Liquor Store. Now when I went in, they treated me great. I felt like a valuable customer when I walked in there. They were good service. But so when the person helped me find where it was and I had it, and I'm walking up to the till, now I'm looking here, okay? I'm looking to see what the seal looks like. Because I know I've promised and I need to do a video to show you what happened and why I went back to the BX to do the exchange. So I'm looking and I'm turning, and this is all solid. It's not turning. And okay, so so right here and there is where the seal is. Now, in my studying yesterday, and in keeping this bottle that's been opened, there's not a huge difference to show. Okay, you can see little bits of white. If I hold it steady, maybe the camera won't blur. You can see little bits of white where the seal's been broken. So when I went to the BX, if you look at both, there's not a whole lot of difference in the way it looks from the sealed bottle and the unsealed bottle, but you can see little white flecks of where the metal's been turned. Okay, but now what I learned from the experience at the BX is now when I'm buying something from the liquor store, I'm really going to examine. Now, this wasn't loose. There's another sign. So like when I was in the store and she goes, oh, and I told her that, she goes, well, show me where it was busted. And then she said, oh, this is normal. That's supposed to turn. I said, yeah, after the seal's been broken, it's supposed to turn. And she goes, oh, yeah, this is normal for it to turn. After the seal's broken, it's normal. So, and so I did that when I went to the BC liquor store. I'm getting tired. I got to get through this. Okay, so then I'm up at the till and I'm feeling this. Yeah, and you can push pretty, oh, it did move. Okay, it did if I pushed. I had to push pretty hard. Okay, but it did move. But now, this one here, without even, it's broken, it moves really easy, but I was able to move it when I pushed hard. I was able to break that. So now, let's do this. Here's what the first bottle sounded like when I opened it. And you can see there's the white stuff there. Now, that did break there when I pushed hard, but it didn't crack. Now there's none of that. Well, I guess there is a little bit of white. Let me just see what it sounds like. Yeah, it's hard to turn. You see that? That's what it's supposed to sound like when you open the bottle. And I returned the open bottle. So even when I was able to turn this a little bit, the seal still stayed on. Even though this turned when I pushed hard, when I went up here, it's still like that. Okay. So now, I returned the bottle because it opened like that. But I would have been holding it like this and I would have went, huh? That ain't right. Okay. So now I said I was going to do a live on that and I wanted to talk. Oh, and to finish it off, now here I've got the mullein. This is mullein plant. Hang on a second. I'll finish this off by, I might put a bit of, I'm going to see if I was right by only needing 2 bottles of vodka. But if I need anything else, I will go to Pine Center. And where I live is maybe offering bus rides soon to Pine Center a couple times a month or something. So I will, if I don't buy a lot of alcohol unless I'm making medicine. Okay. Now, okay, this one I'm going to put some, oh wait, no, that one's good. That one I filled up. Okay, I'm going to put some in that one. So the birch polypore, one of them I filled up with the good bottle that I bought from BX. Am I going to put some in the velvet top? And maybe a bit in the velvet top, yeah. That one's good. That one's fairly good. If I have any left over, I'll put a little bit in there. Yeah, these are the 3 I want to put them in, but which is most desperate for extra? Let's see. This is good. They're dark. It's hard to see through them to see. What I'm looking for right now is where the medicine is settled. So where the medicine is settled, and then I can see how far up that the vodka goes. Definitely want more in that one. between these two, pretty good. Okay. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, hang on a minute. Oh. Now, I don't like using plastic, and I'm looking for a copper or stainless steel funnel I have to get, but it's better than wasting it. I'm going to top up. I'll turn it around so you can see the label. Red belted. Is that the red belted? Yeah, that's red belted conch. And then I've already broke the seal, and I don't want to spill it, so let's just take a little bit. Okay. Oh, that mixed it. Okay. All right, that's fine then. Let's put a little bit more. All right. Oh, I'll turn that around too so you can see it. All right. And now I'm going to put some vodka in here. Oh, I like this brand. And I just like the glass bottle. It's in the glass bottle. It's a really good, you hear Smirnoff all the time. So it's a high quality company. Okay. I'm going to set that there. Okay, I'm going to move this over here a little bit. Now, the other one I want to put in, these are fungi. So red belted conch and velvet top. And now this is the mullein. I'm just going to, I wonder if I can pour it. No, see, I'm spilling it. Don't waste it. I don't like plastic, but it's better than wasting it. There. All right, now what I will do, now, oh, wrong one. Okay. I'm going to make my medicine now with vodka. I would actually like to find some moonshine, because the higher the strength of vodka, the better it pulls out the medicine. Unless somebody knows better than that to share. Now, what I always like to do, and I should have done that before I close that, is if there's a bit of spillage, if you go like that and wipe it, and then even in your lid a little bit, then your lid doesn't get stuck on. And I should have done that right here. Let's see. Yeah, I should have done a little wipe. We can go in here. And then, you know, if you don't get to it for a while, yeah, use vodka, because now this medicine, I don't have to go out and forage for more red belted conch, just leave it grow in the environment. So you're not over harvesting. And this could be 10 years from now, and it's still good because it's sitting in the alcohol. The only thing I will like to change is I would like to find some moonshine and use that instead of vodka. But I mean, I think it's illegal. So, oh, okay. So now, am I happy with that? Oh, Not really settled. That's good. I got more. Okay, yeah, it kind of settled. No, I should probably shook that too hard because I think it's better just when you're shaking your medicine that you made, always just gently every week do a turn, you know, because it will settle. I think I might put a bit, I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is stuck. See, I didn't have enough vodka in there and then it got stuck. I'm gonna have to work on that. That one, this is the red velvet top. What would I use to mix that? See, because I didn't, if I would have got the alcohol right away the day I bought it, it wouldn't have happened. See, now you inconvenience a customer. It's counting on you. Yeah, see. And it made it all do that. Now, I gotta maybe get a wooden stick to do this with instead of stainless steel. Okay, now it won't do that again. But if I would have went to the BX and got the alcohol that day, then I wouldn't have had this problem. It was too dry. All right. Okay, so we've done that to the... Yeah, see, because these ones here I was able to put the alcohol in and they're not sticking on the bottom. So that's where like BMX failed on customer service. If I would have just been able to come back and put that in right away, then I wouldn't have to stick stainless steel down on that one to get the mixture together. Same as this one, yeah. I had put this one in right away and it's not sticking on the bottom. And that's why, like I said earlier in the video, what does it say there? Oh, I like that. You know, I didn't think anybody had said anything. Named my dog 5 miles. Proud to say, since I've had him, I've walked 500 miles every day. I believe it. That's the energy of a dog. $500 miles. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the one who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. That's a birch polypore. When I'm working, well, you know I'm gonna be the one who's working hard for you. Okay. Now, what do I want to do with the ghost pipes? A little bit more? Maybe a little bit more. Oh, that was sticking. Did I not clean that up properly? Okay, we'll put a little bit of... Oh, I kind of like to... That's a ghost pipes. How much did I put in? And if I may, I'll get a whole bunch of different funnels so that then you're not bringing it from one to the other, which is important. But for my first batch, like I said, I learned not to put them in light jars, put them in dark jars. Coolest room, darkest room. Yeah, and then I can step it up, get more funnels. Okay, okay. Now I still got some left. Should I put that in? Oh, you know, where did I put that? Oh, I wanted to show you something before where is that one I wanted to do? Maybe that one needs some. Okay. Yeah, let's put some. Okay, this one's old. Let's wait. Okay, so now we'll put a little bit more in the evening primrose. We'll fill that up a little bit. Oh boy, see, this is why I can't. See, now remember I was wiping down the container. It's sealed though. You know what? I'm not going to open it because it's going to take a bit to take the cork off, but that means it's probably really sealed, even though the reason it's sealed so good is because it's stuck to the side on that. So I learned a lesson there. It's on the evening primrose. And that's the level. It's on that level there. I was going to put a little bit more in here because the seal's so good, I won't break the seal until I really have to. Now, as I close, okay, and that's the thing about alcohol. Now that could sit for another year if I don't need it. You can just put it on the shelf. Now, as I was explaining, okay, so I bought the extra vodka to top up the medicines I showed you that had somewhat evaporated. And then I just wanted to show you a couple medicines. One is jelly fungi and one is witch's butter. And the jars that I chose to put them in, nothing evaporated out of them. So here I kind of like what happened to this particular experiment. Now, if you look at the other medicines that I made from fungus, it just gets liquidy and it changes a certain color. But the actual jelly fungi, I don't know if you can tell, not too much, but it almost, even the alcohol turns jellyish. So what's the date on that? Can you read that? September. It just says September 2024. And so that's over a year ago, and none of it evaporated. It's in a very small jar. And I noticed that the alcohol became jelly-like. I don't know if you can tell. Okay. But same thing here. I think you can tell more on this one. Now, there's an actual fungus called the witch's butter. And I put it in just one of those old little jam jars. well, maybe not. I think the other one's more jelly-like. This is, see, witch's butter is orange. Witch's butter. But it never evaporated out. It's still the same amount that I put in there. The only thing is I think the tin lid, you know how, okay, so I'm learning, it's like this one here. You see with I took it off there to show you. Took it off. Okay, so I'm using the black velvet example, but these are old olive oil jars. I take the plastic part out of here, but I leave it in here because it's better than the metal. Now, these particular medicines that I made at the same time have the one I just showed you with the olive oil container, these were sitting with a lid, a cork lid, and now they've got like that lid I just showed you. And so probably what's not good about the witch's butter, oh no, they've got, just a minute. I got several of these jars. Oh yeah. Now maybe it's all right because it's got a coating on the inside. So maybe that will be okay. It's not like, okay, it's not like if I had, see now, when I first started saving these olive oil jars for my medicine, I was taking the plastic part out. And then I was like, the plastic's not good, but I think metal's worse. And so maybe that lining that these little jam jars have on them, maybe it's ideal. I'm not sure. I'll have to keep learning about that. So it was bright orange when I picked it, the witch's butter, and it's turned pale. The research I've done on YouTube is really good for the immunomodulating and other things. I'm still studying into all that. I don't talk a lot about their benefits at this point because I'm learning. But this one here, which is the jelly fungi, the liquid is a little bit jelly in there. All right, I'm tired, and that's all right. Now the BX liquor store. I forgive you. But it scares me that if I didn't know how to advocate for myself, what you would have got away with and what the RCMP would have got away with. So forgiveness is something that comes easy for me, but I had to learn to become a mental health advocate. Yes, I can forgive, but where are they going with that? And when certain people have power and their word takes far beyond yours to spread lies, then you're allowing yourself to be harmed. Okay. So I have a new liquor store. Now that doesn't mean that if I'm out with a family member, we're driving around and they go, say, downtown to, there's a liquor store downtown, and they're there and I need vodka. That doesn't mean I wouldn't buy vodka there. But I try to get routines going for myself, and I like to go back to places where they're great experiences, and the products are good. They back their products. and they treat their customers good. And so I kind of like the habit of those things. Yeah, but if you're out with a family member and they're stopping off at this liquor store and I needed vodka, I'm just, I won't be going near a BX. I'm concerned for my safety and I'm concerned for my reputation. So I'll go places where I'm respected and trusted. All right. I had to do that video. I wasn't expecting it. And now I need to get back into focusing on the Brain Injury Group evaluation, which I am like almost done. I just dotting my I's and crossing my T's. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with where I've got that. And that I have to do a live on that before I start the Brain Injury Group in January. I have to. I'm going to be sharing the evaluation, a live stream. Okay, but that today, this video was about advocacy. I was advocating for my safety and welfare. All right, let's press the X, and then they're going to want you to press the OK button.